What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video I got two fights for you. We're fighting Jon Jones players. So these players are going to be the Jon Jones that want to grapple. The first player you're going to notice isn't so great, and then I'm going to show you a player that is a little better, and I'm going to tell you guys how I kind of deal with this. So as you see, I shot for a takedown. He goes for the standing guillotine. I'm not really worried about this. A lot of new players worry about this because it drains all your stamina. Just, get your choke sub defense down and you're good. Look how fast my bar's filling up. Yeah, he's gaining a little bit, but look, I'm out. I was kind of hoping he would go for that chain so I could get top position. He hits me with a flying knee. Obviously, this is not live commentary. I'm going to do my best to keep up with all the action. So right here, he goes for this Asagari trip. So I feel like fighters that use this don't really know how to set up their own takedowns or like true takedowns. Because this is just an easy, cheesy way to get takedowns. Because that's so fast, it's really hard to defend. But I'm going to show you guys how I counter that in a minute. So right here, I go for this full guard to half guard sweep. I always do that to test my opponent, because if they can deny that or they know how to see that coming, that's when I know I'm like, alright, I'm dealing with someone that knows what they're doing. I have to really be on my, be a little bit more, what do I want to say? Be a little bit more careful with my transitions. And be a little bit more aware of like their fakes and like what they're going to do. So right now, I'm pretty confident that this guy doesn't really know the ground game that well. So I'm just really going to try to keep top control, not do anything crazy. As you see, I'm kind of waiting for him to transition here. I notice he's not going to, so I go for top mount. He probably thought I was going to go for the rear naked choke, but I don't really do that unless I'm really at a big stat advantage or you're really being cheesy. I try to go to crucifix. He denies it, so he does know a little bit. He knows how to deny some of these transitions, so it's not like he's like a complete bum. But right there, I fake half guard, go to stack guard, and I'm just trying to do damage. There's only a minute left. I'm just trying to get some damage off. Not really trying to steal the round, because he probably already won it with that flying knee. And if you notice, I switched stance. So to nullify the Asagari trip, you have to, the best way to do it is go to the opposite stance. Even if you switch stance, it's bad. I'd rather do that than keep dealing with that trip. Like right there, he's probably trying to do it, and he probably doesn't know that if I'm in the opposite stance, he can't do it. You have to be in the same stance to pull off that trip. And right here, he says, good fight, respect. I don't want to get fake glove touch, so I just say good fight, whatever. I'm not trying to be toxic. Even though, he's using what I would consider some cheesy tactics. Right there, I switch to southpaw right off the bat. He doesn't switch, so that tells me he doesn't know that that trip can only be done from the same stance if you're in the same stance as your opponent. So right here, he clinches me, tries to go for a takedown, but we break. And when I'm facing Jon Jones players, I usually always pick Glover. Glover's my favorite fighter. I don't really care what anyone says about that. I had someone comment making fun of me about it. I don't really care. I'm not afraid to say it. He's my favorite fighter. Right here, we hurt Jon Jones to the body. But the reason is because Jon Jones boxing isn't the best. And right here, we're just pouring it on him. I notice his defense isn't that great, and we get him out of there. So that's how I deal with certain Jon Jones players, is I box with them, because Jon Jones boxing isn't the best in the game. His punch speed is low, his punch power is low. He's a long range fighter, so if you can kind of crowd him, you can. It's hard to say you have an advantage with Jon Jones because he has nasty elbows and that glitch kick, if you want to call it that. The spin side kick, if he gets like a certain range, you can hit that in the pocket. But besides that, you really don't have to worry about, like, you know, the switch kicks, the roundhouse kicks, the front kicks, things of that, you know, of that nature. If you try to stay in the pocket, try to stay in close with him. So it just gives me less things to worry about. But we're going to move on to the next fight. And this opponent is going to be Division 20. So he's going to be a little bit tougher. And, you know, pose some new challenges. So let's get to it. So, alright. So this, as I said, this next opponent's Division 20. Figured I'd just show it. Because, you know, someone might say, oh, you didn't show what division the guy was. But anyway. So this guy was a little bit more wrestle, pressure heavy, however you want to, whatever style you want to call it. Like, he wanted to grapple. So right there, you know, he hits me with a teep. I thought this might be like more of a stand-up fight, but it really turned into a grappling match. Right there, he clinches up. And again, like I said, I try to put pressure on these Jon Jones players. Even though I was kind of backing up a little bit, I was just kind of see what he was trying to do. And he was actually trying to close the distance on me, which is fine. So right here, just try to stay relaxed. You know, do a fake. Throw a few punches. I'm like, alright. So he denied my half guard. Ooh, I'm in top mount, but I'm not going to panic. I deny his posture up, but he denies my half guard. So all kinds of things going on here. Right here, I'm just trying to stay safe, and I'm like, not really doing a good job at it, as you guys see. My grounding and pound defense can sometimes not be the greatest, and I won't lie, I was a little worried here. I was getting a little worried. I'm like, damn, like, this guy is denying everything. I wasn't sure if he was HUD watching, what he was doing, and you see my head health is super low, so I'm like, I gotta get out of this top mount. I gotta at least get the half guard, try to get to my full guard if I can. Try to build some GA again, so I'm like, alright, I'm gonna have to, like, double fake this guy, because just doing that one fake and then trying to build some grapple advantage is not doing it. I thought I denied that, but I did not. He denies my attempt to go to half guard, and I am getting wrecked here. And I did not actually mean to do that that little fence transition, or whatever you want to call it. I don't ever go for those. They're easy to deny, and they waste a lot of stamina. So don't do that. So these are things not to do. Right here, I'm like, alright, I gotta get a read for this guy's ground and pound right there. I'm able to sway it straight. Now I'm like, alright, there's a minute left. I'm not gonna go too crazy, and boom, I get caught. Even though I was trying to stay safe. Right there, he goes for that spinning side kick, but, you know, that's clean. He didn't do it in the pocket. You know, he got some range, and right there, I hurt him, though. Because he's trying to do too much. He's already won the round. Instead of backing off, and right there, I drop him. Possibly stealing the round from him. I forgot that happened, actually. And right there, I thought that would have rocked him. But boom, we drop him again. So now, we definitely stole the round from him. You know, sometimes even if you drop a guy at the end of the round, it doesn't mean you automatically win the round. He had done enough damage and built up enough ground control. If he had just relaxed, he would have won that round. But, you know, he pretty much played into my game. I hurt him to the body. You know, he stayed aggressive. And then, you know, I dropped him once, and he continued to come forward, and I dropped him again. So my head health is pretty low. Just going to try to, you know, stay safe. Those safe combos. Right there, he rocks me. Tries to go to the body with 3 hooks, so I'm going to take note of that. If he rocks me again, he's going to try to go to the body. Or he might go up top. You know, so you got to... Guys try to play mind games. Because they might do one thing when you rock, then try to do another. To make you think they're going to do something. If that makes sense. But I noticed that he's planting and ripping, which is smart, which is, obviously strikes come out faster. But he's throwing kicks, not at the proper range. And right here, I deny his takedown. I figured he was, going to go down. I followed his head. That's what you do when they do a driving takedown. Try to follow, the head or the hips. And right here, he's just, he's beat me to the punch. I won't lie, I was getting my ass whooped. He goes for the stand guillotine, but I hold R2. He rips another combination, and I notice he's standing right in my face. He didn't back up, so I'm like, alright, he's going to try to rip again. So instead of letting him let his stamina regen, I ripped my own combination, and I don't know if he gave up there or what. I mean, he should know how to post hooks. Maybe he thought I was going to throw straight strikes. But anyway, we get him out of there. But I feel like he kind of gave up there. That's just my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong. But see, that's the thing, guys. You can't give up. Just because you're... Look, he had 3 minutes of control time. He held me down for 3 minutes in the first round. But when I got back to my feet, I went to work. That's the thing you got to do. If your head health is okay, like I took a little bit of damage, but I felt like I had to at least try to do some damage to him if I was going to have any success in that fight. So even with the 3 minutes of control time, I was able to get back to my feet, body rock him, and I even dropped him twice. And then in round 2, you guys saw, I was getting my ass beat. I could have easily quit, which some players do that, which I don't understand why. You rob yourself of those moments like this. This was a cool comeback, I thought. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that. But if you don't do any of that, at least have a good day, and I will see you in the next one.